Hi, so the application that I'm building today is a encryption Java application that works solely on the local machine. So I was gonna begin this sprint by just starting off with some basic coding process, map out the requirements that I need, and just start creating the user models and panels. Um, I was thinking about just starting off with JPanels and using those as my frame of reference. But I decided that rather than focusing so much time on um, creating the user interface, I would devote more time into the actual coding that goes behind the encryption, the decryption process. And since this is the first time working with a cloud environment like AWS, I thought it would be best to use the Java FX inbuilt that is inbuilt into NetBeans. Um, and I also thought that it would be better to start off with setting up AWS itself, um, and going off of from there because I need to start, and if I'm trying to get my requirements straight, I need to know the integration of AWS and the code that needs to work off of in my application. So I'm gonna quickly go to the AWS console. So this is the console where I'm gonna do most of my work from AWS. Basically, I'm going to go into services here, and I'm going to go into IAM, which is Identity Access Management. So this is basically the process where I generate encryption keys. I click on encryption keys. I go to get started now. I already have a test key that was created back in 2017, last year. And basically, what I am trying to obtain and achieve from this application is the application will make a call to the AWS console rather than having this interface. When a person just clicks on the encryption button in my application, the call will be made to the AWS server and it would automatically generate a key. Now, once this key is generated, the user can choose what he wants the key to be named and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to show that. I'm just going to go back here to the test key. The user can describe it for testing purposes, and that's what this key is for. Now, the other thing that we can easily really use from AWS is its hierarchy of key administrators. As you can see, I've given access to another AWS account under my name itself, Manav, that allows access to this key. So since I am the master key holder, there are other users that I can enable to show to show access to my application and use it for encryption. So those users can now use this master key that was generated and have access to the encryption decryption functionality of my application. So that's currently the AWS system. Now, if I access this user, I can give him complete access to the key. I can also remove this. I can give certain roles just to this user. And with my application, I'm just trying to replicate all of this through a good user interface that the user does not have to go through. The user does not have to go through Amazon AWS services to encrypt any of his information. And that is currently my the currently my AWS requirement. So this currently meets my standards. I have my account set up. All I need to do is get the code running. Um, I don't have the AWS code up running in NetBeans. I've just started my models. Like you can see, I've started using Java FX here, and so on and so forth. Um, but we will come back to this. So in my resources tab, I've I've tried to make a um, simple logo for my application. There is a This is basically how the map looks like, how you the files that a person can upload PDF. Yeah, the image looks is counterclockwise, but that's my fault. I don't know why that's showing up like that, but yeah, you can input text, you can have PDF, you can have images uploaded, you can have zip, and you can have even MP4 files. And this is basically the upload button that I found and which will be used in my application. um, this is just my current progress for the UI itself. I don't have a running application. Actually, I believe I it does run, but it will only show the main page. There is no functionality. Um, it seems to have failed right now. It's missing a file. Interesting. But yes, it does show just the main page with this PN with this symbol, and that's about it. Um, I did start off by thinking about the file itself, and so I created just a class which extends my file, and basically it just locates all of the information. There's also a stamp date that I extract um, from this java.time package. And basically, at the time of upload, the file itself will show that time path, a timestamp. And here you can see that this is all of the information that the file is being requested. So there's file path, there's file name, file extension, and the format. The DEC is basically an add-on to the file name, which specifies that this file, once it has been encrypted, it will be it can be decrypted, so it has a status of being decrypted. Um, so yeah, it's this is just simple getting and setting of the file names here. I've also created a user pathway where the user enters the username and password, and it goes into it also accepts the java.time, so the timestamp that a user has logged in to the application. Again, getting and setting of this goes on in here. Um, for now, this is those are my models. I also have the view that I created from FXML. I Since I haven't coded this myself, I use the FX Java FX of NetBeans, the functionality built into NetBeans. This is what I have right now. So there does seem to be a problem with this application right now, so it's not currently running. But that is because it's missing a package from the SQLite where the database is basically storing all of the information. Um, so yeah, this is what I have up until now. Um, I also, as you can see, this is also the database here. So the database is currently missing an SQL import statement or something here, which I'm not sure where the error is. So I'll be able to debug that soon. But the main file is basically the Java FX rather than using JPanel, as I explained earlier. Um, and as you can see, it goes straight to the login .fxml view here. And as you can see, I'm also following the MVC pattern. I'm also using model view and controller. The controller is basically going to be built into the database here, and I'm going to have a separate package where the encryption and the decryption files are going to take place. Um, that is to come in the next sprint, the encryption decryption packages. But that is all that I have for now. Thank you.